but I survived and I ain't coming down. Squad, 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 baby, look around. See me coming, we ain't slowing down. On the way up, you can't touch me now.
Still feel the need to defend them if you see them, like, you know, somebody coming at them, or maybe their birthday come around. It's hard to detach and to find your new normal without that person.
Right, especially you've been friends for so long, and this, you know, you've been celebrating, you know, things since y'all were children, so it's just like, oh, we don't do that no more. You know what I mean? So it's like a literal breakup.
Right.
It's legit like a breakup. If you had like a true friend, it's like a literal breakup. But like I said, I try not to have beef with people where it's like, you know, I got to be looking over my shoulder if I'm out in the streets with somebody or whatever, and I would hope that, you know, that person will hold me in the same regard of not telling my business or bad mouthing me to someone else. But again, I have no bearing on how they process or how they deal with the situation at all. I just govern myself how I choose to.
Right.
But you know, friendships it gets messy.
Right. And I never thought in my 30s that I would have friendship issues. Like I didn't think in my 30s I would be falling out with friends. I did. Or at least if I thought in my 30s I'd be falling out with friends, I would be able to cope with it. In a way that I wouldn't like when I was in high school. Like, it hurts just the same. It hurts just the same. Like, I remember falling out with like a few people in high school. Like, this shit hurt. And then it hurt in my 30s too. Like, just the same. I didn't think that would be.
Did you fall out with people and become friends with them again in high school, or you broke up with them?
One person that I fell out with in high school, I feel like with them, it's still beef on sight. Oh, now, it's not like that with me. Not like that with me. But that's just that person's personality.
Let me find out. Oh, she's so shady, y'all.
But anyway, yeah. So, first of all, I'm not an aggressive person. I don't like conflict. I'm not a fighter. So, like, for me, it's easier for me to speak and say hello and be friendly than to just kind of like work up all this energy to be mad and like side eye you and roll your eyes and just have that negative energy in the room. I'd rather just be like, hey, this is me. I ain't trying to be your damn friend. I promise you I'm not. I'm not interested in being your friend. But, yeah.
I think it depends on how the breakup was, how the breakup ended, or how the relationship ended, and how much time has passed before you see that person, and if any conversation has happened. Because, like I said, my first friendship breakup, we almost got the jacket.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, but that was the first time that I saw that person, and it had been like 7 months that had passed since the initial incident where this person just stopped talking to me, and this person missed my birthday. This person didn't reach out, didn't say anything, and all my friends know I'm a birthday zilla. So, like, you didn't even text, whereas, you know, you've had your birthday, you've had surprise parties at my house, and, you know what I mean, except, you know, all type of things throughout the course of our friendship. So to not even send a hey ho happy birthday,
it hurt.
It was like, dang, oh, so you mad about, you know what I mean, something that really was trivial or whatever. But I allow people the space to feel how they feel. So I'm not gonna say that you weren't within your right to feel how you feel, but I would have expected you to bring it to me.
Okay.
But so my first time seeing that person after all of that happened was in a very public setting, and they wanted to talk about it.
Right.
Whereas I'm like, I'm out, I'm chilling, I'm not trying to go here with you. You know my number, you know where I live, you know my mama's thing, or my grandma's thing. So it's no reason for us to do this right now.
Okay.
And so it was a thing where other friends were trying to force this conversation because they were like, y'all need to talk about this.
Settle this right now.
Let's settle this. I'm like, bro, we're literally in the club.
Right.
And so I'm like, bro, leave me alone. I'm good. And so it was like, it was too many unresolved feelings and emotions, too much hurt, and other people instigating the situation.
Okay.
And it became explosive.
Okay.
You know, I'm more like a verbally aggressive person. I'm not a physically aggressive person. Like, I'm not a fighter where I'm out, you know, fighting. I went in high school fighting and stuff. I've probably been in maybe, most fights I've been in was with my sister. And they don't count. But, you know, in that space, in a public space, like, I'm having a very public dispute with one of my closest friends.
Right.
And so it's like, I don't want to be doing all this. Like, people like, dang, what's wrong, man? What's going on? You know? And so that's not me. You know, but again, other people instigating the situation, exaggerating, lying, all of that. And so it became a very huge situation. I had never been in that type of situation in my life.
Okay.
So I think when you have the conversation or when you see that person out, it does matter. You know, people have to be ready to talk, but you have to allow people space to process their feelings. You know, so it can't be if you call me and you like, you know, Pam, I really want to talk about what happened last week, and I'm like, well, Melissa, I ain't really ready to talk about that. No, because we need to talk about it. You know, and so that's inviting confrontation.
Right.
So if a person tells you
they're not
ready to do it, we have to respect those boundaries. And so if that means if that person never comes around to talk about it, you did attempt to have that conversation with them, but you cannot force a person to be ready when you're ready.
Reason why I'm not comfortable with communicating with all of my friends when I have issues is because I'm fearful that the friendship is gonna end. So in my mind, should I say something? Is it worth? So if I say something and the friendship ends, then I'm gonna feel bad. Like I'm gonna feel like I should have just shut up. But then it gets to the point where people can become like really annoying to you after you let stuff build up and not say anything. So my biggest issue is finding how to all of my friends are different. All of my friendships look different. How to, especially with my friend, I have issues. And like I've been very open about my issues, but then I have some friends that have issues that just unspoken, unsaid. It's understanding that, you know, like I know what's going on with you even though we've never said it out loud. So then I'm tiptoeing around this shit. And it's problematic with me with being open and honest with my friends. Not all, but some. It is. And I'm trying to navigate my way through that. And it's so right now I'm at a time where I have a lot of stuff going on with family. And I'm still working a full-time job that I can't shift my focus to something else and not worry about it. But yeah, it's trying to find out how to communicate and not have a fallout is an issue that I'm working through. Trying to figure that out. I think now I know how to communicate. It's just that I don't want the drama with the communication. I don't have space for it. I know I don't. I don't have space for it. I don't have time to argue with nobody, fall out. I don't have the time to repair any relationships with anyone. To be honest, I wouldn't even make the time. Not right now. I don't have the time. I am like stressed out to the max. I would like literally have a mental breakdown trying to put more stress on my plate. So what I do is I just swerve shit. Like if I can swerve it, I will. That's kind of where I am, and it's not healthy either. So
see, like I value a friendship. Me and my friend Shay, we were like doing some business together. We was working at an event, and we got into it about like the nuances of the event and like what we was doing. And so like we got into it or whatever, and then you know, we both are very vocal and loud or whatever. So it was like, girl, shut up talking to me. Shut up fucking talking to me. So then we went, you know, in separate corners of the room or whatever, and it was like, you know, I'm mad, she mad. I'm looking at her, she looking at me. Mm-hmm. And so then maybe like 30 minutes later, bitch, you still mad? And so I was like, you know that was fucked up what you said. And like, you know what I'm saying? I can value where I can cuss you out, you can cuss me out, we can talk about this shit, and we can move the fuck on. You expect everything to be peaches and cream, but if it's some shit, if I did some fucked up shit, that was fucked up, Pam.
I have a cousin, and she and we do that. Me and Emery, cause Emery I like all the time. But I've never felt like me and Emery gonna fall out at no point. Mm-hmm. Same with my cousin. I don't like, no matter how long we go without talking, me and her always gonna be tight. Mm-hmm. And I do have like 2 other friendships, like Fat Man. We done went through a lot of shit. I've never feared, and like the situation in 2016 really could have ended our friendship. He really could have said, "Don't ever talk to me again." And that's how I ended the friendship with that other person who I said, you know, is sick now. But those friendships and those relationships, I feel comfortable like that we can get into it, and then like 2 minutes later, like we still good. Or even if it's not 2 minutes later, like I'm not fearful of our relationship ending. Mm-hmm. But I do have friendships, and those not the only 2. I do have some other friendships where, you know, I can be vocal, like, bitch, why you do that? And then I have some friendships where I can't. Not even in the most.
You call me out.
I mean, you don't got into it.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I don't know if the video caught this, but I did. I'll say it again. I felt like at my birthday party when you said that I habitually let people cross me, that really hurt my feelings, because I feel like no matter how much I assert myself, no matter how many times like I tackle conflicts when, you know, it arises, it would never be good enough for you. Like, I'll always be like the passive Melissa who let people cross her. I don't know what it would take for you to be like, oh, she a big girl. And then I also said that I've been in situations where it has cost me my peace. It's cost me my job. I got fired. I was sent to anger management. I've been in like a lot of situations where when I have asserted myself, and not even on some built up shit, that it has like turned out really bad, especially with family. Right. So I pick my battles, and I'm careful. If it's some shit that I can, like, especially with people who are not close to me, mm-hmm. like if I can like live my life without you and not give a damn, like I'm cool with just not even going there with you.
Well, I wish we had talked about this off camera, but I did apologize for hurting your feelings, and I don't want you to feel like I don't think that you are good enough, or that I don't recognize your growth. But I think that like sometimes if I'm not with you consistently in your day-to-day battles, you know what I'm saying, it's more difficult to know that. Mm-hmm. To know where to say, you know, and I think I just kind of jump into protective mode when, you know, you tell me about different situations or people who to me are crossing the line with you. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, I just be like ready to rah mm-hmm. or whatever. But that's definitely, you know what I'm saying, something that I can work on with making sure that I curtail my language around this topic.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And maybe it's because when we do talk, I'm like catching up and like this happened.
Right, because we don't talk every day or nothing, so it's like you might like today. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When I came in and we did like a quick rundown, it was like you got to tell a person like 12 different situations. So it's like, damn,
I went to jail. Like
all that happened?
Right.
What? Right. So yeah, so maybe that's also what it is, that like it be all in one conversation where 4 people done came but you wrong, and I'm just they got to pay.
And that was the last conversation. And the conversation before that was the last conversation. It's just like, damn, fuck, I was trying.
Exactly.
But when we catch up, I tell you, like, all the fuck shit that happen. And, it'd be a lot of fuck shit. And then, can I say something else? Now, this wasn't anything I was mad about. I checked myself. When I did my first YouTube video, it was a comment you made, because it was about friendships and relationships. How ironic is that? You commented on it, and you was just like, yeah, you wear me out, but I still love you. And I was just like, I wear my friends out. I went through so much shit from like that January to June that like my friends don't know about, because I was just like, do I wear my friends out? I did a video about like, don't wear your friends out after that. So I was just like, well, I went to her about this situation that happened when my dad was in the hospital. I was just like, what else?
Well, I don't even think it was, which I don't recall it, but I don't think it was a thing of like, oh, you bring me out your problems, because you really don't. So it may have been me just talking shit, like just as a friend, but like no, because I don't feel like that, and like I have to remind myself, because I be off in my own hustle and bustle or whatever. So like I have to set reminders. Check on Melissa. You know what I mean? Like, and I have to remind myself, like, because I just get caught up or whatever. And I do feel like you are a friend that you won't necessarily call me if it's something going on. But like, especially like in the last year, I've tried to make it a habit to reach out. And then, because like, even though we don't talk all the time, like I still be like, well, why Melissa didn't tell me about such and such or whatever. So I've tried to make an intentional effort to be more available. Yeah. I've tried to make an intentional effort. But like, yeah, I don't know what else. I probably was just talking shit.
And I was like, so it was a sensitive moment. It's just a sensitive time for me. And I told you why off camera. So at that time, and to this day, I've never addressed this with this friend. But I did. One of my friends was like talking about me, and it wasn't because somebody came back and told me. Like I actually like heard the conversation about one of my friends talking about me, and it just made me so. I don't know. I was just so weird with my friendships between that time. I was just between like that January up until like the summertime. I kind of like worked through it through therapy and stuff like that. I was just so weird in my friendships, because what I overheard that person say, coupled with your comment, I was just like, do all the rest of my friends feel like this about me? I was just like, and I just don't know. And I was just like, are they not saying nothing to me because of all the stuff that's going on with my mom? Are they trying to be like sensitive, right now and not say anything? I didn't know. And I was so weird in my friendships during that time. I was just like, so I went through so much. Like I had a family member that was missing, a close family member who like I was responsible for that was missing. Like, where the hell is this person? I was going through that, and I just didn't know how to like, so I mentioned it to my friends, but I kind of made it seem like I was okay, and I wasn't. Like I didn't get any sleep. I got in a car accident because I fell asleep because I didn't get any sleep, because I was just like, am I a burden? Am I overbearing? Am I do I require too much in my friendships? So, and I still try to like not go to my friends and stuff. I really do. Like that situation that happened on the 15th, a lot of people don't know about that. But, yeah, I'm still, like I said, so the title of this video is Navigating Relationships in my 30s. Like, it's just still hard. I haven't figured this shit out, but I'm okay with not having it figured out.
And I think
who says I'm supposed to?
It's an ongoing process, and I think that, like, especially to me, I think being a single woman or unmarried woman, and as you're getting older and like, you know what I mean, your friends have marriages or this and that, I think that also does play a part in your friendship, because if you have been that person that's been like side by side with this person all the time, and now they're in a relationship, it can create a jealousy and it can create a rift in the friendship, because you don't know how to make said adjustments when your friend's life is changing. Okay. You know what I mean? You feel cut off whereas they still need you as a friend, but the relationship will look different when they're now a mom with 3 kids and a wife, you know what I mean, as opposed to when y'all was in y'all 20s and y'all was going to the club every weekend. Like, the priorities have changed, so their friendship and the relationship and what they need from you as a friend is different in your 30s going into your 40s versus when you 19, 25, whatever. Like, it's what I need from my friends now is different from what I needed from y'all then. At that point, baby, I needed you to tell me, where was we getting in free before 11? Who club was popping? Who was buying these drinks? Who had the car? Like, so you know what I'm saying? Your needs for your friends, or the priorities when you're a teenager or when you're in your 20s versus when you're in your 30s and y'all are building careers, y'all are building families, and you know, you do need to have those friends that you can talk to about your profession. You need to be able to have friends that you can talk to about your passions, your dreams, and all of that. So if you are still having those elementary type of friendships and all of your friends care about is a turn up, and y'all in y'all late 30s, baby, y'all got to grow up. Your friendships have to mature. As you mature, your friendships should mature also.
I agree. Now that's one issue I haven't had. Like, with my friends, they've had like life-changing moments with having children and get married, and our relationships have changed. That hasn't happened.
I can say I just feel like conflict resolution is a big part of it, and like with this cancel culture, it's just easier to not deal with it. Nobody wants to deal with emotions. Nobody wants to address that they were hurt. Instead, it's easy to say, oh, fuck that person. As opposed to acknowledging that something that your friend did hurt your feelings, and actually admitting that, like, that's who does that? Who gonna sit there and say you hurt my feelings? You know, so and then who's also gonna be big enough to receive that? Pam, that shit you said hurt my feelings,
especially when you didn't try to.
You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, I was just playing, but I recognize what you're saying. I received it, and I apologize. So it's like, you can't change how information is received or how people's emotions are, because we get defensive. She know I ain't say that to hurt her feelings. Yeah, she might in the back of her mind, but that doesn't mean her feelings were not hurt. Even though that wasn't my intent and it wasn't how it was, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't the thought process with coming out. But I'm also a person that I don't all the time sit there and think about before I talk. You know, I talk a lot and stuff just comes out. So, and that runs the risk of me being blunt like that, runs the risk of sometimes those words cut. And so I have to be able to recognize that when those words cut, you know, especially with my sister, like, you know, that's your birthday twin. And so, like, I had to literally practice conversations with my sister beforehand because of how it can be received. And so, like, if it's a conversation that I want to have with her about something, I'll literally, you know, like, practice what I'm going to say to her beforehand. And I mean, our relationship is a very complex one as well. And it's changed as our personalities change. She's changing, I'm changing, we're maturing. And so it's difficult with those sister relationships, because your sister, if you have a sister, you know, that's like your first friend too, you know. So that is, you know, a relationship too that I have to, you know, like, keep in this little safe box, because, like, you can't not be my sister no more. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even if I fall out with a friend, you know, it's hurtful and all of that, but me and my sister go, you know, times where we don't talk as much, or we, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I need to call her because she ain't calling me. But it's not an option to be like, oh, you're canceled, sis. You know, like, it would have to be some dramatic stuff that happened. You know what I mean? This, like, this person has for real violated me. Like some Jerry Springer type stuff. You know what I'm saying? That this person done violate, like, you doing some Maury Povich TV type of stuff, situations, you know, messing with my,
and
you know,
I feel
like
our relationships, we should take that approach with our relationships when it comes to conflict. That same approach that you would take with, like, a sibling. If that relationship is meaningful.
if it's meaningful.
Right.
But, you know, again, sometimes we place value on stuff and it really don't be all of that. But I can say that I value my friendship with Melissa Nicole Joyner ever since the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Who was our art teacher? We took her together.
Mr.
I think that's what
she
we
told
had to.
She told my daddy in the hallway. So I remember I got suspended because I wore a class shirt. It was a Whitehaven shirt and khakis, and I was supposed to wear
a
white
shirt.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so it was like real petty. So my daddy came, to clear the suspension, and she called my daddy in the hall. He was like, she was like, she's like, she hasn't been to class. In like 2 weeks, my daddy told that woman she was lying. That's just how much my daddy believed it. He was just like, no, she wouldn't do that. He was just like, no. And I had to tell my daddy, no, I haven't been gone. He was like, she'll be there tomorrow. And then the next day we went to lunch. You remember lunch ran through her class?
So ultimately, my message is handle your friendships the same way you have to handle, your romantic relationships. You were willing to pour into those. Yeah. Those sisterhoods are important. A conflict does not mean the end of that friendship, does not mean the end of the relationship. Right. But also knowing when it's not healthy. Just like romantic relationships can be toxic, friendships can be toxic too. So if it's a thing where this is constantly a situation, if you brought this to the table and you guys have discussed it and it's still going down an unhealthy path, then yeah, you do need to cancel that, because if it's toxic, it's toxic. Whether this is, your mama, your sister, whoever, you know what I mean? So you have to protect your peace. But I think that we use that term, protecting my peace, too frivolously. Right. Where somebody made me mad, I'm protecting my peace. She canceled. Being able to repair and build relationships is a quality that is overlooked, and I think it should be valued more. And I do value you, Melissa. And I definitely admire your strength and your resilience, because I can't say I people consider me to be a strong person, but I can't say that I could handle the obstacles that have been placed on you with the stride that you handled it on a day-to-day basis. So I don't want you to think that I feel like you are less than or you are not capable because you about to fail to do that. You know what I mean? And to handle that on a day-to-day. I just deal with it from a grandmother. And you know what I'm saying? But to deal with that, not one but two parents. So I definitely admire you. I admire your spirit. I admire your resilience. And I love you, friend.
I love you too, friend. And I have to say, I apologize for not bringing it up in 2015 and bringing it up in 2018. In 2019. So I apologize for not bringing it up in 2015 and bringing it up in 2019. And bringing it up in such a way, casually, and you such, and moving on.
Right. I was like, wait, what? What was it?
Right. That wasn't fair. And I'm gonna work on that, not happening again. Okay. So here's my last. It's not even a takeaway. I want to encourage you, that friend that you haven't spoken to in a while, that friend that you love and you miss, or maybe it's a cousin, maybe it's a sibling, a family member, whoever. Reach out. Don't wait for them. Reach out, and I'm gonna do the same. All right, it's too late. Well, it's too late. You never know. I mentioned my that friend who I found out had cancer. That broke my heart when I heard it, and I'm glad that friendship didn't end in a way where I couldn't reach out to her. So, reach out. Like she said before, it's too late. Y'all, comment below and let us know what you think. And make sure you go to Amazon. I'll put the link below and purchase my friend's book. I Am a Natural Cutie. And follow her on Instagram at I Am a Natural Cutie. And I'll put that information below. Follow me at You Got Mail 85. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Yeah.